What it do though? It's your favorite low, Mr. Ortiz, back like I never left. Back like cook crack. You heard? Raised by OGs, not IGs. So, anyways, I was just chilling on Instagram and I just strolled by and I seen this right here with Charles Manson. And everybody know the history of Charles Manson. You know, everybody say he was insane, he was crazy, you know. But me personally, Manson really not a killer. Now, if you back a cat against the wall, he will pop on your ass. Let's be real. I mean, you know, anybody can kill. A fire girl can kill you. You know what I'm saying? To be real, to be honest. But um, now, Manson was a manipulator. He really was. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people like that. A lot of people are manipulators. You know, because that's another form of scare tactics. You know, they might got the power. Like, you know, it's like being a pimp. You might got a house, a car, and somewhere for somebody, you know, shelter and secure, you know, they wouldn't do whatever. You know, that's how the gangs last forever. You know what I'm saying? Because they were sheltered by certain homies to the point where he felt like he owed him. He's obligated to do whatever for him because he did something for him that his family never did for. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's true, but it's not true because, you know, you're supposed to embrace your brother. If I'm riding, you ride. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. But, you know, for the past 20 years, it's like everybody just letting niggas crash and burn. It's crazy though. But that's the same thing Manson did to his crew. He let them crash and burn because he became selfish. All he cared about was his self. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of selfish people out here. So that's the reason why. Yes, here this applies to everybody. You know, any organization or cliques, gangs, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of people that get power, they become selfish. You know what I'm saying? They like to see people crash and burn. It's like a joke to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's real talk. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip on something that he said that I feel like it's 100% true. And then I'm gonna tell you a story that four white dudes that was part of the skinhead movement actually told me.
And I say I hate you first. You're the first line I hate. I hate all white people. White people are rotten, and black people are just like them. Because you've made them just exactly like you. They walk like you, they talk like you, everything they do is like you. They want to be you so much. They love your woman more than you do. They know your mind better than you. They wear your clothes. They've even learned to wear your shoes. You take them out of the jungle, and you want to make them into a man. Why couldn't it be left to be God? Why do you want to make them into a man? In the jungle, they were God. Africans are smart, aren't they? Over here, everybody thinks them old black people are just dumb old colored folks. But they're not dumb old colored folks. They're very smart. They're very aware. And their capacity for fear is 3 times what yours is.
Okay, so one of the dudes named is Scott. He was from out of Lake Elsinore or whatever, and I was in Riverside County with him. You know, he had the big swastika on his chest and shit. And you know, we used to play dominoes. That's when I was in there with I think I was in there with I forgot cuz name from Park Village, the young nigga from Harlem 30, but I think he ran with I think the Edgemont dudes or whatever, cause he every time somebody from Sex Cash come in there, he ready to beat him up or whatever. And it was somebody else. Oh, it was somebody else and I forgot. But anyways, it wasn't number like 6 of us in there. So one day we playing dominoes or whatever, and he was just sitting there watching. He was just watching us play dominoes every time we played dominoes, he was watching. So one day I just picked his brain. I was like, "Hey, bro, you want to play?" He was like, "Oh man, you know I can't do that." And I said, "I know you can't do that." He was like, "Yeah, man, I can't do that." Like, yeah. So after that, I was at the phone one day and I was talking on the phone, whatever, and I was talking to my peoples or whatever. And then he said, man, after I got the phone, he was like, yeah, man, what's going on? Da, da, da. Just, I don't know, the conversation's leading. So he was like, man, he said, I be watching you. You like a real leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a leader in the pack. But not just a leader of the pack. You go by the rules. you know what I'm saying, you real solid, you humble as hell, but I know that a motherfucker can't play with you for a fact. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, because, you know, in Riverside County, you know, it's predominantly whites and Mexicans. I said, I know that. I noticed that, you know what I'm saying? Because this is my first time ever being in Riverside County. You know what I'm saying? Back in '07. You know, I ain't never been in Riverside jails. I always did LA County jail because that's where I'm from. So he was like, yeah, man, because most of the dudes, they be turning it down. And then he says a lot of dudes is riders too, but they find ways to separate them. He said they never put the active blacks, they'll never put them in there because eventually they'll start fighting each other because of the gang shit. He said, but if y'all put y'all gang shit aside, homie, and y'all really, really want to go to war, bro, y'all tear our ass up. And this is exactly what he said. Y'all tell y'all, he'll tell our, he'll tear our ass up. And I was like, yeah. He was like, hell yeah. He said, to be honest with you, bro, he said, really, y'all mentally and physically stronger than us. That's the reason why we got numbers, and that's the reason why we allies with the, you know, we had this little loose alliance with the Mexican, is because when it's time to crack it off with y'all are so fucking wild. Y'all don't never stay in one spot, bro. Y'all get to dancing around that motherfucker, boom, pop, 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 pop. Y'all been to drop like 3, 4 motherfuckers. Like, God damn, he done knocked out the homie Bubba, or he knocked out the homie James. You know what I'm saying? He said, then, you know, sometimes niggas would give it to them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he said, go vice versa. But he said, the thing is, it's like, bruh, I could tell you don't back down from nothing. I said, you know why? Because I don't fear nothing, homie. You know what I mean? I don't fear shit. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? So we had the little talk, but then I met another skinhead named Jeffrey. Jeffrey was out of Oklahoma, but he lived in California, whatever. But he used to live next door to this girl I knew out there in Ontario. Like I said, he was tatted up for like he was with I don't know, he was from out of a Aryan gang out there in Oklahoma. He was a skin from out there. I'm gonna say not Aryan, but he was a skin from out there. And he used to always read books. Like every time he'd be on the porch, he'd read books. So I knew he was a penitentiary dude. So I just asked him one day, I'm like, man, what where you serve time at? And he was telling me like, oh yeah, I did 10 years in jail where I'm originally from, and I did 6 years in jail in California. I just got out a year ago, so I'm on parole, whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. Then I just stopped talking to him. So every time I used to go over there, like every other week I go over there, she used to always tell me, he asks about me. I was like, why the fuck this white boy keep asking about me? He's like, I don't know. Cause I guess you told me you like to read. I'm like, yeah, I like to read books and shit. You know, I don't just read sex, but I like to read everything. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's a Hitler book or whatever, even though the Jews get paid for it. But anyway, so I was like, yeah. And then he was like, what she told him, like, so I come over there, you know, holler at him. I said, what? I said, hell no, fool. That fool a fucking skinhead. Like, I ain't about to talk to that fool. And she was like, well, he ain't like that. Like, you know, he proud of what he is, but he ain't like that. So next time I came over there, I had a conversation with him. He was just telling me some deep shit, how much hatred that white people have. Not all. He didn't say all. He said, but he was telling how much that white people don't like black people, and the why they came and colonized and stuff like that. Because the other last two, they semi kind of said the same thing, but he was more deeper. He was more deeper on everything he said. He was like, yeah, how they colonized, it was out of like jealousy and fear, because he was like, damn, they got more shit than us and they not doing nothing with it. So it was like a come over there and say, hey, let's do a trade. And you know, when you might trade a few things, but then some things you just don't trade because it's part of your culture, it's part of your tradition. So it was like basically like he was saying, like they just went on and said, man, fuck that. Let's gangster this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we need this shit. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So I was like, damn, it's crazy. But like I said, he was getting so deep to the point where I ain't gonna lie, I want to fire on this nigga. Like I really want to just boop bop bop him, because he was saying some shit that was like, whoa. But by me being humble and not sensitive to shit, you know what I'm saying, and being a gangster, I am. That I sat and listened to what he said, and everything he was saying was like between 70 to 85% he was telling the truth. You know, the rest was like some little, you know, throwing a little shit in. You know, it's a conversation, but It was basically the same thing that Charles Manson said. You feel me? And it was no lie. But then he said, always remember reverse psychology. You know how we like to reverse it. See, that's why he was basically saying that that's the reason why these other races don't like y'all is because the white man already put this propaganda in them to reverse everything on y'all. That's why they always say, oh, you gotta watch these black people. They'll rob you, they kill, they murderers, they rapists. Everything they said about us, he said, because we don't want the heat on us. Because remember, we colonized a lot of people. So we had to throw it on somebody. And the people we threw it on was the black people. Because we the only people on this earth that's different from everybody. This is how we different. We're different from everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're a human race. Don't get it twisted. But our DNA, our chromosomes is more than everybody. So if you turn on this television and just start showing other people that we do, like the 92 riots or the 64, 65 riots, the black movement, if you show them all this to these other people, they'll look at us like as we the bad people. But behind closed door, the white people is the bad people. But they the puppet masters. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you got a lot of these foreigners, they got business in the black community, but they don't support the black community. They just show up, put their product out there, want us to buy it so they can send their kids to college and all that. Then we'll look at them like they doing big because they got stores. And a lot of our people don't have stores and banks and shit like that. So it make them look like they're better than us. But the truth in the matter is nobody better than us, homie. Because for once, we're too dominant. But we don't see it because they put stuff in front of us that make us fight each other because we too tribal. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing. Our problem is like we can't get over this tribal shit, you know. But like I said, you know, you can't change the world. But at the end of the day, I always tell black people, homie, don't never feel bad by yourself, man. If y'all want to call yourself kings and queens, that's cool. But motherfucker, I'm a god, and I'm gonna leave it on that note. I'm a god, nigga. I don't want to be like you. You want to be like me. That's it. That's all. Good night, motherfuckers. Keyway shit, herb.